My apologies, we were muted. Very good evening to all of you. I will be commencing the session in another 2 minutes time. Today is all about understanding the pros and cons of UK as a location for your education. All of you who are here, please see to it that you are using the message to put any query or any question that you would like me to answer. Remember, this is a live session. Please do take advantage of experts sitting here so that any query that you may have is actually addressed. I have also put in my Instagram account. Feel free to subscribe to it so that you can get to know of various topics that I make it a point to discuss on a regular basis. I have also put a WhatsApp number there which you can actually, in case you want to write to me with any personal query you may have, you are free to get in touch with me through that WhatsApp number. I will be commencing the session in 2 minutes time. Alright, a very good evening to all of you people. Welcome to this Condura's regular session. One of the things that we understand in Condura is, especially students who are planning to go abroad for education, you would always have a lot of doubts. And believe me, these are genuine doubts because this is going to be the biggest decision of your life. That amount of time and amount of money you are investing is being done so because you have a hope that you will go to a country, you will make a career for yourself and you will make a life for it. So one of the things that we are doing in Condura is to have a weekly session where we will take up a topic. For example, today I'm going to be talking about UK. Next week, my plan is to talk about Europe because there are newer markets like Norway, Sweden, etc. opening up. But along with that, idea is also to create a channel where in case you have any queries, you can actually get it sorted out. Because whatever I cover, fact of the matter is you are going to always have certain doubts which are going to be a little more personal to you. Now, I have shared 2 channels there. One is an Instagram channel of mine. Please see to it that you are subscribing to it, and the reason I say that is because I regularly, in fact on a daily basis, keep posting something. And today there are a lot of rules which are getting changed left, right and center across various countries, and believe me, subscribing to this channel will help you keep up to date on understanding these changes. I have also given a WhatsApp number. In case you have any personal queries, you can always chat up with me there. All right. Now with that background, let me make a request. I'm going to be requesting all of you who are here to mention a simple introduction. For example, I have Uh, Saparna, she has completed her MTech in CSE. Wow, that too NLP specialization, and I now want to do further studies on bioinformatics. Can you suggest which college and how to prepare? All right, Saparna, I will take this up, but it's still not very clear which country you are aiming for. Because when you look at bioinformatics, it's a very exciting area. It's a new area which is coming up big time. So it's not just traditional country like US. European countries are doing amazingly well. Even Ireland is, though it's a European country, we normally talk about Ireland separately, is also doing phenomenally well. So you need to little elaborate on which country you are talking about. Alright, once again, I'm going to be requesting all of you people, please see to it that you are dropping in a simple one-liner introducing yourself so that I know your background, and that will help me fine-tune my talk as I go forward. At the same time, any queries you may have, feel free to drop in there. Okay, last week I had talked about USA, and today I am talking about UK. Why is it that I am giving so much preference for UK? The reason is very simple. UK is also one of the very popular destinations when it comes to Indians. And the reason is not one, there are quite a few reasons for that. One of the reasons why people look at UK is because the distance wise it's not too far. Alright, the connectivity between London and India is fabulous, and believe me, this is also one of the big reasons why many parents, especially when they are thinking of sending their kids abroad for the UG, that is undergraduation, look at UK much more than they look at US. Now, from the perspective of senior students like you looking at PG, what are the benefits that UK gives? Let's try to understand that. One of the biggest benefit UK gives is that the quality of education in UK is great. Let's not forget, UK actually started the focus on education globally, and therefore you have fantastic colleges in UK with good academic standing. And the good thing is it's well supported by the industry. The linkage with the industry is very strong. Now I'll come to this later, but let me quickly run through the various points of benefit as far as UK is concerned. The second benefit of UK is that like in any other European country, UK's master is a one-year program. Now why is that an advantage? It's a big advantage because you get to get your masters fast, which means you're not investing too much of money, nor are you investing too much of time. You know, 2-year program means fees of 1 year into 2. Let's not forget that. Now, it has one complication, and that's a question that I will be addressing, whether the UK masters is accepted in India or not, because Indian government does not accept masters which is 1 year long. So I will be discussing this later. But the third benefit of UK is, you know, every country has a feature. If you look at India, in India, the majority of the people, whether they come from IT background, whether they come from even medicine background, they end up going to the field of technology because Indian economy dairy farming, it's fabulous. So every country's economy has a feature. Now the most amazing thing about UK is one of the very few countries like USA where the economy is driven by multiple sectors, and therefore students from different backgrounds are attracted towards UK. Now, which are the top 4-5 sectors where job opportunities are huge? Therefore, it actually makes sense for you to consider UK if you are, looking at those sectors. One, of course, is the medical sector, the health sector. Health sector in UK is phenomenal. That is the reason you will find many students from India coming from nursing background, physiotherapy background, the medicine background, dental background. They look at UK very seriously. All right, job opportunity wise, it's fabulous. Let's not forget, COVID has also helped increase the demand for health professionals. The second area where jobs are huge is hospitality. So you have a lot of kids from India coming from hotel management background or tourism background, actually interested in UK, and that's good enough. Now, management is another area, all right? Management is phenomenal. Let's not forget you have fabulous colleges in UK known for management. London School of Business is one such. Now, the beautiful thing about management is that the job opportunity wise, especially in logistics area, is phenomenal. Though finance is also and banking was also something that was very strong in UK once. Now, of course, there are other countries which have been able to take away the power. But management is fabulous. There are many students who go for international business. There are students who go for logistics, supply chain management. So opportunities are good in that area. Engineering side, IT is not as much as what UK, Canada or Ireland can do. But yes, students are still attracted towards it. But civil engineering, especially construction management, soil analysis, is also one very important area in terms of job opportunities. And therefore, if you are a person coming from these areas, you should probably be open to looking at it. So one of the very important points when students come to me and ask me, all right, I'm interested in doing my master's in this country, I keep asking them, have you mapped it to what your need is? For example, if I'm a mechanical engineer and I want to do my MTech in India, it doesn't make sense. India, unfortunately, is not known for mechanical engineering jobs. But if you are a mechanical engineer in BTech and you do your MTech in IT, I would say that's a very sensible thing because in India, IT jobs are there. All right. Now, Germany is known for certain things. Italy is known for something else. So you should always get to know what sort of job opportunities are there. Now, it is not that the schools will not provide you other degrees, but if you come outside and the jobs are not there, then what the shit are you going to do about it? Let's not forget at the end of the day, a point I keep reiterating, when you are going to a foreign country, do remember the fact that you are not going to a foreign country for education. You are basically looking at it as a career move as well as a move to settle there. All right. So UK therefore gives a wide list of sectorial choices. Now, UK is also very good because the visa rejection rate is very, very low. In fact, UK visa for study visa is one of the easiest to get, all right? In fact, the rejection rate is not much more than even 2%. That means if you are applying for US UK visa, the probability of your visa getting rejected is as low as 2 to 3%. But there is one point that you need to remember. Of late, most of the colleges have started conducting an interview process. It will be, of course, offline interview over the phone or through social media, and you should be able to pass through it. But that is more for them to see whether your language skills are good, or to see whether you understand the seriousness, are you serious enough to do the masters, etc. So that is something that you have to understand. This is known as the credibility interview, all right? So most of the colleges have started doing credibility interview. It's not a very tough process. In fact, we train our students who are, who have applied and got admission, and this happens after admission, before the visa. So we actually even train students for credibility interview, and believe me, it's not a very challenging interview. Yes, you need to prepare for it, but if you're able to go through that, then visa rejection rate is very, very low, which is a good news. Now, the other point of visa you need to understand is that UK visa is not as, opaque like American visa. When you go for an American visa interview, you don't even know why the shit they did not give you. They don't give you a reason for that. In UK, that's not the case. You have a scale of 70, 50 marks for the college that you get admission in, 10 marks for the finances that you have, and 10 marks for your IELTS English skills. So you know the fact that out of the 70, if you're getting 50, you are getting visa. So that is how the whole visa process is a little more transparent, which is a good news. And the final good news for many of the students is, even if you have higher number of backlogs, or you have a break in your education, or your education got extended, UK is little more liberal, and which is a good news. I have a lot of my students who have actually taken more than 5 years to complete a degree which otherwise is expected to be completed in 3 years. I have kids of mine who have 72 attempts. I'm talking about the backlogs, all right? The beauty, however, is that if you have completed it and you are able to write a very decent SOP and you have a decent IELTS score, UK is okay considering you. So UK therefore provides you a second chance, which Many countries otherwise don't. For example, Ireland is very, very strict. Ireland will not give you admission if you have more than 2 backlogs. US is a bit liberal. Canada is strict. So from that perspective, UK has an advantage. All right. So these are various reasons why students actually look at the UK. Now let's step back and try to understand one more element. What happened is around 5-6 years back, UK did not provide enough post-study work visa. Now that is the reason we said thank you so much, we are not interested. And therefore the government of UK about 2.5 years back, they made a change. Today, after you finish your masters, you actually get 2 years of post-graduate work visa. Now during this time, you can search for a job, you can work in some small job till you get the right job. Okay. Now that is a big advantage. Now this is 2 years for masters. If you're a PhD, then you get 3 years. So this period after you have finished your graduation is what is known as the post-study work visa period. Now during this time, understand, you are searching for a job. Now once you get the right job, then you will be applying for what is known as a work visa, and once you get the work visa, after 5 years you can apply for the permanent residency. They call that as infinite, leave to stay types. So you're staying there for a long time. So residency, it's like the PR thing. So there's a well structured way for PR that is also an advantage of the UK. Okay. Now let me come back to it. Meanwhile, I am going to be asking. Let me read the questions that are there. Now I am putting in 2 elements. Just give me 1 minute. I have put a WhatsApp number in case you have any personal query. You can write to me there, and there is also an Instagram thing. Please do subscribe to it. It will basically allow you to be up to date on various developments which are happening. I make it a point to regularly put short reels there to keep you updated of the development. So please see to it that you are taking note of that WhatsApp number as well as subscribing to my Instagram channel. Okay, let me take some queries. Let me take it on. I have Vikas who says I'm from EEE background and currently doing my application development associate in Accenture. In September, security and support. I am planning for Jan intake of 2023. Alright, Vikas, the point that you need to understand is the Jan intake of 2023. If you are planning for it, you probably would have to hurry up a little bit. Okay. Now let's not forget in US. Jan 23, what US calls as the winter of 23 or the spring of 23, it's not just admission processes have started, quite a few colleges have started giving the results as well. Now UK gives you more liberty, more time, but I will therefore suggest, because see to it that you are writing your IELTS and you are keeping your application process right. By the way, let me also tell you one more advantage of UK. Quite a few colleges actually give you IELTS waiver also. So you don't really need GRE, you don't need IELTS, provided you in the 12th class you have done from English medium. Okay. But I would strongly recommend you to have IELTS because it makes the case much easier both in admission and the visa. But yes, remember IELTS is not compulsory for you to apply for MS in the UK. So Vikas, I would suggest send me in this WhatsApp number which I have given you a resume. Let me have a look at it, and then I will be in a better position to guide. The reason why your story is a little complex is because you come from a EEE background and then you have moved to IT, and that's a very recent move. It's only 1 year old move, and now you are actually looking forward to doing your masters. So there are a lot of questions that are going to be asked, which includes why this transition, etc. So you need to be very careful in forming your story. Let me understand your story before I give you a guidance on that. I have Ali who says I'm a BS in mathematics, guide how can get admission in USA. Alright, Ali, the fact is maths is a very hot area. Alright, there's a huge demand for people coming from maths background in the area of data science. There's a huge demand for people coming from maths background in the area of financial management, mathematics. So you need to be very clear which area you want to specialize in. before you decide which college, etc. to. So once again, in my WhatsApp number, do send me your basic information. I would also like to see the percentage of marks you have in BSc, because if the percentage is little low, then I would not require, recommend financial mathematics, because financial mathematics normally gives a lot of weightage for your undergraduation score. I have Ram who says, I'm preparing for GRE. Now can I apply for both US universities as well as UK universities at the same time? Is it possible? Ram, that is a good strategy. In fact, I recommend you to do that. The reason I recommend you to do that is because in US, we really don't know whether visa will finally be given or not, all right? Let's not forget, we are assuming 2023 is going to be a year of recession. And if it is going to be a year of recession, then visa rejection rate will actually go up. So you should have a backup. Previously, I used to suggest to my students Canada as a backup, but today I can't suggest Canada as a backup because Canada itself has become very risky visa-wise. So UK is actually a good backup. I would strongly suggest go ahead with the strategy that you have actually put in. That's actually a good strategy. But be very clear whether the first priority is US or UK, because these are two very different countries providing two different very career paths that you need to remember. Alright, I have Jayant says, I am from chemical engineering background. I want to do my masters in Canada. What should I do? Jayant, remember in Canada, you have two options. You can do either a masters or you can do diploma and certification program. Now, if you are a person with a decent enough percentage with not too many backlogs or zero backlogs, then masters is a good idea. But if that is not the case, then you will probably not get masters. You will have to look at diploma. As I said, I have put my WhatsApp number there. Send me your resume. Let me have a look at it, and then I will be in a better position. But do remember one more element, and that is for all of you. There are two countries, Australia and Canada. Now, if you look at the Australia and Canada, the way the whole country is, you will realize the fact that population is concentrated in some part. For example, in Canada, population is concentrated in the south strip of Canada, all right, a very narrow strip in the south bordering the US. So all the country, all the cities that we talk about, Toronto, you talk about Ottawa, you talk about Victoria, all these are in that strip. Now, what we have noticed is that it is becoming a challenge to get a visa for that strip because that's already very populated. So the authorities of Canada are much more liberal in giving visas for the inside places. So if you want to go to a state like Saskatchewan, you want to go to a state like Nova Scotia, visas are very, very easy. But if you want to go to Toronto, for example, visas become a challenge. Now, the same thing is happening in Australia too. Even in Australia, if you were to look, Sydney, Adelaide, all these Melbournes, all of them are in a very thin stretch towards the coastal belt. Inside is the desert. So if you are applying to the coastal belt, which is the populated place, which is where the jobs are, which is where you will desire to go, then visa rejection rate is higher. So you need to be very careful about it. But believe me, if your profiles are good, then I would strongly suggest. So do send me to in the WhatsApp. Let me have a look at it and then I'll respond back in some time. Okay, I have Dash saying I'm interested in England. All right, your question was I completed my MTech in CSC. All right, why not? All right, Dash, you need to be very careful. Is it UK or is it England? Now, if you look at UK has England, it has Wales, it has Scotland, it has North Ireland, all right? Now, one of the things that you need to understand is in India, we have certain cities. Now, each city has a characteristic. For example, Mumbai belt is very good for chemical engineering, fabulous for finance. Bangalore is fabulous for IT, Hyderabad is fabulous for IT, Gurgaon, Ghaziabad, New Delhi area is fabulous for marketing, Chennai is fabulous for mechanical engineering. The same thing is true in UK too. Now there are five cities that I normally recommend. London, that is towards the south middle. Then you have Manchester. All right, Manchester is also a place, a good amount of job opportunities are actually there. Birmingham, you have huge opportunities. Edinburgh, which is towards the north. Edinburgh is basically the Scotland area. You have Belfast is also good. So you need to be very careful why you are looking at only England. And if you are looking at England, I will strongly suggest that you look at areas like Cambridge, Birmingham and London. London, of course, should be the prominent one, all right? But once again, remember, you do have one challenge. You are doing your second masters. So you need to take a call whether you want to apply for second masters or would you like to apply for PhD. Do remember, for PhD, you don't really need masters. So you do have an option. Once again, send me your resume in the WhatsApp number. Let me have a look at it so I will be able to then guide you a little more. Bioinformatics is a hot area. It's an amazingly hot area, good job opportunities, but it's a very competitive area as well. Ayush is saying, I am from undergraduate in computer science. Is Ireland better than UK for MS in data science? Ayush, the answer is yes. As I keep saying, every country has a characteristic. Ireland is very strong in two areas, or much stronger than what UK can ever be. One is IT, the second is pharma. The reason is very simple. Ireland wanted to attract the industry, so they gave a tax holiday, which resulted in big companies setting up offices in Ireland, which means job opportunity wise, Ireland is fabulous in these two sectors. So if you are looking at UK and Ireland for IT, the ranking would be Ireland is better than UK, all right, from the job opportunity perspective. Now there's one point. If you are then saying that I would like to settle in that country, then I would not suggest Ireland, because frankly, Ireland is a very good country, a very young country, very safe country. But from settling perspective, will I recommend? No. Now, why do people go to Ireland? People go to Ireland to shift to US, all right? So what normally people will do is they will do their MS in Ireland, then they will join an American company in Ireland, and then after a couple of years seek transfer from American company Ireland to American company America, and then suddenly you become a bloody American. All right. By the way, I have this habit of using the word bloody, etc. Please don't take it negatively. It's just a pun. Okay. So, and I'm all for America at the end of the day. All right. I have Muskan asking me, what is the situation in Germany for chemical masters? Germany is a fabulous country. Now, do I normally recommend Germany? Why not? I recommend Germany under three conditions. One, your GPA should be good, all right, very good. The reason I say that is, in Germany you have public colleges, you have private colleges. If you are looking at Germany to reduce your cost burden, you want to study free. It's not completely free, but you want to study free, it has to be public colleges, and getting admission in public colleges is not a joke. Second, you have learned German as a language a little bit, at least B1 level or B2 level. Now, teaching will happen in English, but do understand the advantage of German education is it has a strong industry focus. So you will be doing a lot of internships. But the pity is, if you don't know German language, then internship companies will not like to take you, because how the heck will you interact with the with the people who don't speak English? Let's not forget, Germany is not English speaking country. So that will also be a case. The third point that you need to understand, and the reason why I'm not too much for Germany, is that Germany is a part of the European Union. So you are going to compete for the job with other Germans, but you're also going to compete for the job with other members of the European Union, Italian, French people, etc. So the competition is going to be high, and companies, if both of you and let's say French guy have the equal skills, they will prefer the French guys for a simple reason. Company does not have to spend money for a working visa for them, but for you they have to, because you are not a part of European Union. So that you need to understand. So once again, Jayant, Muskan, is it Muskan or Jayant? Jayant, my suggestion, give me your resume and then I'll be able to look at it. But I have Muskan saying, hello sir, human resource management is a good choice of PG program. Alright, Muskan, I am normally against human resource management. The reason is, remember, whenever you're going to a foreign country, we need a job. So you should go to a sector where job opportunity is more. Now look at any company. You will find in a company there will be, let's say, 100 sales people and marketing guys. You'll have 10 finance guys, but you have one HR. Which obviously means that the job opportunity for HR is pathetically limited. So, and I strongly believe the fact that you should do what is good for you, not just limited to what you like doing. So I am actually normally against HR, but I really don't know. Maybe you have a strong passion for HR, maybe you have a bit of experience for HR. If that is the case, go forward. Otherwise, I would strongly suggest don't do that. Take a place where more job opportunities are there. One of my favorite I keep talking about is trade. The second one I talk about is supply chain management and operation research. Uh, these are good areas. But once again, Muskan, I would suggest, I have given you my WhatsApp number in the chat. Send me your profile. I'll be in a better position to guide you on that. Do remember the fact that we have been guiding a lot of students in Condura. I personally do so. We help build the SOPs. We help talk about what should be going in LORs. Feel free to seek our help in that. We have a lot of students whom we have been helping coming from Chennai, Bangalore, Calcutta and all that, Kolkata and all that. So if you are interested in our guidance, go ahead and seek it out. I have my WhatsApp number there. I could probably have a look at your profile to guide you a little better. But do remember, this is the biggest decision of your life. Whenever you do take something, 3 C's I talk about: be very clear which country you are going, be very clear which college you are going, and be very clear which course you are going. For example, as I said, the reason I am against HRM or human resource management or human resource development is not because it's tough to get. In fact, admission is much easier there because the demand is less, but because the job opportunities are very limited, and I'm against that. I keep saying, never forget, we need jobs, because at the end of the day, jobs will get us a work visa, and work visa will get us a permanent residency, which is the biggest battle that we all are fighting. So Muskan, I hope I've been able to talk about it. Okay, Chris, so how for CS after US, what should our backup country? Chris, as I said, the countries which are very strong in computer science: US, Canada, Ireland, and then India. India is also good, all right? Let's not forget, job opportunity wise, we are no more the country which are talking about TCS and Wipros and Satyams. We have fantastic, all right? But US, Canada, and Ireland. The only point that you need to understand, as I said, is backup should be cannot be very risky. Okay. Unfortunately, Canada visa has become very risky. Getting admission has also become a little challenging. So I would suggest you should look at US plus Ireland or Canada plus Ireland. All right. Rather than looking at US plus Canada, because US visa is risky and Canada visa is also risky, you should not get caught in that two things. So backup should be a little safe, that you need to understand. So that's the point. All right, let me, in case you have any questions, don't hesitate, please putting it up. Once again, I am putting my Instagram channel here. Please do make it a point to subscribe to it. As I keep saying, I keep putting in short 90 seconds knowledge videos, and the reason I do that is very simple. When you are taking such a big decision of life, you have to know the rules. You have to know the rules. For example, you should know what will happen once I go to UK and I don't get a job. What will happen? Like, for example, are you aware of the fact that in US, if you finish your MS and within next 60 days you don't get a job, you'll be sent back to India? So you should know the rule, and then you should know how do you reduce that risk. So it's very important that you be aware of it. Sir, what about UK for computer sciences backup? Chris, UK is, as I said, UK is a very decent country for computer science, but it is not as big as Ireland. But historically, if you look at it, the UK has had a long history with computer science. It's quite strong in cyber security, for example, but Ireland has overtaken it. Okay, so that is something that you need to be aware of. You can go ahead with UK, but yes, job opportunity wise, the company wise, Ireland will be much ahead. If you were to just go to Google and research about the top companies globally, you will find most of the companies have a presence in Ireland, but UK is not bad. But once again, be very careful whichever country you are going. It is the choice of the college that becomes important. As I keep saying, please don't pick up a college which is in rural setting. Try not to pick up a college where you don't have job, companies nearby. Be very careful. Don't pick up a college which are not safe. There are quite a few places where gun culture is very strong, racism is very strong, mob culture is very strong. So safety also is material. So there are multiple points that you need to consider before taking. But if your question is UK decent enough for IT? Answer is yes, with capital YES. All right, but keep that as a backup country rather than the first country. I would not suggest that as a first country. Okay, so once again, the whole purpose of these sessions, as I keep saying, is these weekly sessions. The reason I'm doing it is, as I keep, you do need a lot of questions, when we are buying a simple cell phone, there are so many bloody questions that come to our head. Now we are not talking about a small cell phone, we are talking about your life. Going abroad is the most important decision of your life. Quite often we randomly take it up. I will go to UK because my uncle is there. Whenever I am counseling the students, I keep telling them you need to have the right reason for going to a right country. And the right country is not just a function of whether you have uncle or auntie, it's also a function of which sector you are looking for. What is the budget? For example, UK has a big advantage. It's not very expensive, all right? Normally with 15 lakhs, you will be able to make it. And let's not forget, in UK, there's one more advantage. When we talk about visa, in US government visa, they ask for 6 months of bank data. UK asks only one question, all right, 1 month. So UK has a lot of advantages too, but it's very important that you choose the country right. Similarly, many people tend to take college, my senior went there, therefore I'm going. One of the examples I keep quoting, I recently had a kid who came and said, sir, my senior got 100% scholarship, I want to apply for it. And I reminded him, idiot, getting a 100% scholarship is not tough. Believe me, even in US, UK, you will get a lot of colleges which will give you a scholarship. Why? Because their seats are going empty. So the point that you need to understand is, please don't fight for scholarship. Like if I were to give you a scholarship in a very local rural college in India, and I give you a seat which is in a good university in India, all right, in Bangalore, which one would you go for? Yeah, I know of many students who are going for good universities like SRMs and Vellores, etc., simply because jobs are going to be there, in spite of the fact that they're expensive. So if we are following that concept in India, why are we not understanding that the same concept is valid there? So don't blindly take up a college just because you're getting a scholarship. Remember, you need a good job at the end of the day, all right? So there are multiple factors that do come into play. So once again, I guess, all right, it's already half an hour. Okay, so if you do have any questions, I think I've addressed most of the questions that you have, or all the questions that you have. So once again, today was about getting an insight into the UK thing. I hope you found this session useful enough. Please see to it that you're subscribing to our YouTube channel, because every week I intend to be doing so. I'll experiment for the next 1 or 2 weeks with the timing, because I see that sometimes, last time I did a session around, I believe it was 7 o'clock. And then there was some kids who said that, sir, there's a dinner time, so I'm experimenting at 9 o'clock. So I would be doing a bit of experimentation till I discover the time that is convenient to most, at least, if not all. So do make it a point to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and please see to it that you are subscribing to my Instagram channel too. Believe me, it will be useful. And I have given my WhatsApp number there. If you have any queries, don't hesitate pinging me up. But while you ping up, please make it a point to include your resume too, because before I guide, I need to really know your profile. I can't guide you only on basis of generalized thing, because this is highly personal. What is your profile like? Do you have backlogs or not? Do you have work experience or not? Which college did you graduate out of? When did you graduate out of? Do you have work? Multiple things come into picture. But I have a question. Let me take this as the last question. Chris says, sir, as of now, US visa is becoming difficult, and also we don't want to settle in Ireland. So what other choices do we have other than UK as a backup country? Of course, Chris, US visa has been very, very easy this fall of 22, fall of 22. From Condira itself, out of the 163 people who went for visa, 161 got the visa. All right, it's more than 99.5%. The point I'm trying to make is, don't give up on US. The reason why even IITians prefer US is because it is genuinely the land of opportunity. You want to make money, it has to be US. So don't give up on US. So let me, however, answer your question as a second one. Now, yes, I do strongly believe that Ireland is not a good place for settling. But you can always study in Ireland and work in any place in Europe. All right, because let's not forget, Ireland is a part of the European Union as well. So you don't need a visa to move from Ireland to Belgium, to Norway, to Sweden, etc. So my suggestion would be, if you want to settle, don't settle in Ireland. You can settle in the mainland Europe. So study in Ireland and then take up a job in the mainland. Let's not forget, once again, Ireland, remember, is a part of the European Union. which means you can move from Ireland to any country in Europe without need for additional visa documentation. And that's a big plus that you have to understand. So my suggestion, if you're not a person keen on settling in Ireland, which I would myself not like to do, then it could be UK, it could be mainland Europe, which is what you'll get through Ireland. But then Australia is also a good country. You can go to Singapore. Getting a PR in Singapore, however, is not very easy, and I normally don't recommend Singapore so much, though you will find quite a good chunk of Indian population there, but the Chinese population is much more stronger than the Indian population, so multiple reasons for my recommendation on that front. Alright guys, alright, thank you so much. Please once again subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you get to know of my sessions. I will be doing this as a weekly activity, taking up one country, discussing little in depth. The reason I keep saying, even if you have taken a decision that I want to go to America, get to know about what is happening in other countries, because it will help you, take a little more judicious decision. You should know the rules and never forget the fact that this is the biggest decision of your life. You cannot take it blindly. You cannot do it just because your senior did it. Because many people don't understand the fact that the rules are very dynamic. They are changing tremendously, and you have to be up to date on that. Once again, thank you so much for joining in today. I hope you found this session useful, and I hope that you will, continue fighting your battle, chasing your dream. And let me guarantee you, if there's any help that we can offer, take it for granted. I have given you the WhatsApp number where you could get in touch with me with any query. I have also given you the Instagram link. Please see to it that you're subscribing to this, and let me assure you, we will be there helping you reach the dream that you have set for yourself. Alright guys, thank you so much once again, and happy weekend, whatever is left of it. Guys, thank you so much.